Good morning, happy Sunday. Happy first day of daylight savings times, which I don't know about you, but I despise daylight saving time. Daylight savings times, daylight savings time, daylight saving times, whatever. I despise it. I hate it. It's now gonna get dark at 4 p.m. I'm not a morning person. Maybe I should be, because I'm gonna miss all the daylight and I'm in my office, you know, Monday through Friday. So I'm basically just gonna live in darkness for the rest of the winter. And I just learned the other day, daylight savings time did not come because of farmers. The farmers hate it too, apparently. Apparently it came from like the industrial era. They were trying to save money on electricity and heating in the factories. So they shifted the hour so that way they would have more daylight and then they wouldn't have to pay for heating and electricity. So of course it's some shitty lame reason like that. Not a fan of it, but it is what it is. One more reason I just don't like winter. So today I'm finally going to finish making the bone broth from our meat chickens. It's been a long process. If I had, you know, full days to do it, I probably could have gotten the whole thing done in about 3 days, but I got really sick last week and the whole thing kind of went on the back burner. So I have my last 3 carcasses. So I'm gonna make the broth out of that. I have actually been canning the bone broth. I don't know if you can see it, you can. But I've got about 10 quarts canned. That's the first time I've ever done it. And it was kind of terrifying. I was hiding behind the kitchen island most of it. The first time I tried it, I made Luke open the lid for me, but I've since done it twice. House is still standing. I actually think this last batch that of bone broth that I'm gonna make today, I'm actually gonna put it in the freezer. Just, I don't know, because, but I think I have enough to can one more batch. I can fit about 5 quarts in the pressure cooker, and I realized I need to start with about 6 quarts because I cook it down and you lose about a quart in that process, just cooking it down and kind of condensing it. So that's what I'm gonna work on today. And then what's really good, what will be nice is when I'm finished with those last carcasses, I can finally sit down and add up how much stock, how much dog food. I can finally do the math and add it all up. And I can finally have a final number on how much consumables we got from the meat chickens, and then I can start doing the math, and then I'll be able to let you guys know, like, how much total did we save, how much did it cost us, you know. Just really interesting stuff. At least I think it's really interesting. So these are the really sad, I don't know if it's gonna focus on them or not, onions that I grew in my garden. So I'm gonna use the rest of those. Just put the whole thing in, skin and all. Some random carrots and celery. They're kind of getting old, so they're good. And then in the last one I put garlic in. I'm gonna do that too. Now I definitely could, the more I think about this, I could stretch this and do just like 1 carcass per pot, and the broth probably wouldn't be as dense, and I would get more, but that would take me forever. And that's it. Just remember, there's like a billion different ways to do bone broth. This is just how I do it because I want it to be simple. I've seen recipes where, you know, you like roast the bones first. That helps crack them open so the marrow gets out. I mean, granted, these are chicken bones, so a little bit different. I might have to research some recipes for when we process the rams later this winter. That might be a slightly different process. That's gonna take about 2.5 hours because it's gotta, maybe 3 hours. It's gotta warm up, cook, and then cool down. And then I'll be finally done with the bone broth. Okay, The Instant Pot is still heating up. It's gonna take a few hours, but one thing I did want to show is kind of this kitchen life hack, if you will, that we kind of accidentally stumbled across. So when we moved into the house, there was a fridge here. It sucked. It broke like week 2, and Luke had to go buy the very nice brand new fridge in the background. But one thing I kept from that old fridge was this old ice tray, and it has turned out to be the best like meat tray. It's so handy. So this just lives in the fridge, but at any time I bring out meat from the freezer that needs to defrost, I always just stick it in here. And there's actually a hole in it, which I need Luke to patch up. But it's so helpful because it never fails. The meat leaks, or just the condensation off the frozen meat defrosting always pools and makes a mess. But if you just always set your meat in a container like this, you won't have the mess. Like, you just take this out, dump it out, clean it. And it's just been really handy. So get yourself a tote like this big, and just always keep your meat in it in the fridge. And it's kind of nice knowing the meat is always in here. It's always in one spot. And so you can just kind of pull it out and look and see what you have for the week. And if it leaks, it doesn't make a huge mess. Like I said, we gotta fix, for some reason, the previous fridge, they had like drilled a nail into it. I don't remember. So this one actually does leak, but as soon as we patch the hole, it'll be really helpful. But it's just kind of a little organizing life hack there for you. Okay. So I'm waiting for the bone broth to finish cooking. In the meantime, I've still got some random, the guineas are squawking outside the greenhouse right now. I don't know how much of this you're gonna be able to hear. Oh, now that I've taken the camera. Of course, they walk away. So I realized I still have some plants that I need to take out of the greenhouse and probably just toss, like these tomatoes behind me. I got stuff that I was gonna winter in the greenhouse, but I realized I don't really know how to winter perennials in a greenhouse. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. For example, I've got all these roses, and I'm worried this one might not be doing so good. Do I just like water them? I know they don't need near as much water, so I actually haven't watered in like probably 2 weeks. What do I do? So yeah, if anyone has suggestions on what to do, because I don't have a place to plant these, that I just don't know where to put them, and I'm worried if I plant them, my chickens will just absolutely destroy them, and I don't want my chickens to destroy them. So if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Oh my god, this is gonna go. Leads me to something I've been percolating on for many months now, and that is Luke and I both often have this issue when it comes to making content on YouTube, and the issue is we don't feel like we're experts. So we don't feel qualified enough to like tell people how to do things. And the problem with that is YouTube and just most social media algorithms as a whole reward content that is like filmed from the perspective that you are an expert, telling people how to do something, you know, giving instructions on how to do things. That kind of content is rewarded by the algorithm, big time. You know, how-tos, instructions on how to do things, very strong opinions. Algorithms reward that. And Luke and I are not like that. We don't feel like we're qualified enough to tell anyone how to do anything. So our thought, like we end up at odds with the algorithm, because I watch YouTube, and I myself, I watch a lot of videos of people giving instructions on how to do things. I see those videos and they seem to perform really well, and they seem to get a lot of views, and people seem to flock to them, but I don't feel like we could ever make a video like that. Live on a farm, they said. It would be fun, they said. Bandit! Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know how to come to terms with that. Like, do we try? I don't know how to make videos. The algorithm wants us to create videos telling people how to do things, telling, you know, like we are the ultimate final authority on how to do something, and the algorithm rewards that. And I don't think we will ever be those kinds of people. Like, I just never would feel confident, not confident, I would just never presume to know so much about a topic that I would tell people how to do it. Does that make sense? There's always, like, I don't know anything. I am making this up as I go. Luke is making this up as he goes. Like, and I would venture to guess like 99% of all people who homestead, live on farms, live this lifestyle, are doing the same thing. They are making it up as they go. So I guess I just don't know how to like come to terms with that in terms of making videos that people will want to watch on the internet in the hopes that maybe like we can make a buck doing this, you know, to the point where maybe it's like a viable source of income for us. So I don't know, I just wanted to say that and get that off my chest. Like, what do, you know? What do I do with my roses? Anyways, these are all my tomato plants that I need to take down. They've just been up here long enough. They were kind of a fail this year, but that's okay. You're just learning. This is a horehound? I don't know. It's supposed to be an herb. It's a really sad hot and spicy oregano that I think I can toss. This is definitely dead. I guess one thing we could do is just try to be really clear about like, hey, this is not the only way to do this, but this is just how we do it. I'm trying to untangle all the wires that are holding up these sad tomato plants. Like, we still want to make videos showing you guys things, and I feel like we gotta play into the algorithm a little bit, you know? So maybe we could make videos just showing like, this is how we do it. It's definitely not the only way to do something. This tomato might actually still be good. Side note, it's been weirdly warm the last few days. Like, it poured rain all day yesterday. It's total just terrible day. But it was like in the 50s. It was super weird. And then even at night, it was still in the 50s. Just very, very odd weather. I definitely don't want to come across as a know-it-all. I definitely don't feel like one. You know, one kind of cool part about this lifestyle, especially in this day and age, is like you can constantly be learning new things, and it's all an experiment, really. All of it. The garden was an experiment. You try one thing with your animals one year, if that doesn't work, you try something else, you know. Even building something, you try it. If it doesn't work, you tear it down, you try again. The real bummer, this was my Cherokee purple tomato that I didn't get a single tomato off, or so I thought. And there's a little sad, rotten one here. It just goes to show if you can't see it, you can't harvest it. But yeah, my tomatoes were kind of a bust this year, so if anybody has any suggestions on how to grow them better next year, I am all ears.
Yeah, I said bitterly, trying not to think of all the things I ate to live for beyond that old tomato.
Not trying to get a copyright strike on YouTube for hearing music or audiobooks. So this is our sad little compost pile corner. We've just been dumping everything here. We moved a pile from the other side of the property over here, and it is strategically placed because eventually next spring I'm going to expand the garden, and so I'll be, 15 feet from it, which will make things a little bit easier for me if I want to get compost out for the future garden beds that I want to make. YouTube videos. This is just far enough away from the house. It hopefully doesn't stink too bad. The stench doesn't reach the house. But anyways, man, I look like a scrub today. So I guess all I've been trying to say this whole video is like, we struggle with how to create videos showcasing how we do things and the life we live without sounding like know-it-alls or trying to be something we're not, which is an expert in the field. So I've asked a lot of our audience in this video for your opinions on lots of things, but I guess what's your opinion on this? Like, do you feel like we're trying to be pseudo-experts? If we released more content saying, hey, this is how we did it, these are the steps we took, would you be interested in that? Are you more interested in just seeing like the final product, which is unfortunate. I hope you're not, because we very rarely finish projects around here, or if we do, it's not glamorous. Oh, here comes everyone. Anytime I dump like stuff into the compost pile. Bandit, come here. The peanut gallery shows up. Come here, Bandit, come on. Hey, come on. You stay. There are some tomatoes in there for the ones who can find them. Bandit. So this is some long overdue final greenhouse prep for winter. I got my roses into some bigger buckets. I've got holes drilled in the bottom of these so water can drain, and I've repotted them using just dirt and horse manure and old hay, which I think should help with the insulation. And then I also just made sure to move everything away. I just have a feeling this is like the coldest part of the greenhouse because there is a hole there, up there, that yours truly made by throwing a rock, trying to throw it at a chicken and having horrifically bad aim. So I'm just, just wanted to make sure everything was, off the ground and up because it's a little warmer up here. And if anyone has any other tips for what I can do to keep things alive through the winter, it's surprisingly warm in here. Like I think it stays above freezing even when it drops below freezing at night. Eventually we have long-term goals, some long-term plans to figure out how to heat this greenhouse year-round with solar. We've been slowly kind of gathering the equipment for that with the help of some sponsors. So I think we're getting pretty close. We're just waiting on a couple more pieces to come in, and then that'll be a cool project that we get to work on. But if anyone has any other tips on how to keep perennials alive in a greenhouse in the winter, please let me know, because I don't know what I'm doing. Ultimately, I guess where I'm going with this whole video is it's really hard for us to make content assuming we're an expert. It's really hard for us to tell you how to do things. So it's hard for us to make videos that are like, this is how you do this. I guess moving forward, if we do make content like that, it's gonna be, this is how we do it. We're not experts. Because ultimately, we do want the algorithm to show our videos. So there's just a fine line we have to walk. Anyways, we've got more chores to do. We're losing daylight, and it's really hard to film and actually get stuff done at the same time. So I think that's where we're gonna leave you. All right, thanks for watching.